This was the fifth house Kojo and you looked into this week. Though Kojo continued to remain hopeful, you were ready to just give up and opt to stay at the Rengoku household with Sanjiro and Shinjiro-sama and forget the whole house hunt altogether. However, your ever-encouraging husband insisted you continue searching for the perfect place to call home. Upon arriving, you both were met with a traditional-looking Japanese house, Riminka, that had roughly 1,000 square feet of living space, was built to suit 2 to 7 occupants, and had an L-shaped egwa. The red wood exterior and the sliding soji doors added to the traditional charm of the house, making it feel like you had stepped back in time to a similar era. You were pleasantly surprised to find that the house was in pristine condition, with no signs of wear nor neglect. It was in pension that previous owners had taken good care of it, and you couldn't help but feel a sense of relief knowing that you had finally found a place that felt like home. Everything appeared perfect, except with the wooden beams looking sturdy and the floor looking well polished and clean. Still, you were not convinced, considering all the houses you and Kojo looked into, despite their beautiful exterior, either had flaws like cracked walls, mold, pests, or bad peeling. All right, Miss and Mrs. Rengoku, are you ready to tour the house? The renter asked with a smile on his face. You looked at your husband, seeing that he almost had a smile plastered on his handsome face. Taking that as a sign, you nodded, and like you've done with every other house, you both followed the real estate agent inside for the tour. The foyer, Genka. Kojiro imagines himself sitting here, putting his sandals on and preparing to leave for work. Once he stood outside the door, ready to dismark, he turned to face you, his darling wife. You smiled warmly and handed him a bento box wrapped neatly in a futishoku. You then reached out and pulled him into a sweet kiss that lingered with a few fellow pecks. I love you. Stay safe. Living room, tatami 1. Kojo imagines himself laying here with his head laying in your lap as you affectionately run your fingers through his hair. He closes his eyes, feeling the sensation of peace and content wash over him in your gentle touch. You then place a kiss on his forehead as he gazed up at you lovingly. Momentarily, he sat up, turned around, and gently pushed you back onto the tatami mat floor. You gasped when he straddled you and leans down to capture your lips. In that moment, all worries and doubts melt away as you swept up in a whirlwind of passion and love. I love you, he tells you, his voice filled with serenity and devotion. And in that simple declaration, you knew that you had truly and deeply fallen in love with him. Dining room, tatami 2. Kojo imagines himself sitting at the table with you beside him. The two of you are seated with your legs neatly folded as you both enjoy the delicious homemade meals you prepared with such love and care. No words aside from praises and compliments. Umais were said as you both ate in comfortable silence. The kitchen. Kojo imagines hearing a glass shatter and quickly comes to the kitchen to see what happened. He finds you standing by the sink, surrounded by glass shards at your feet. I'm okay. I just broke the tea mug, you reassured him, looking up shyly as he approaches. Noticing your hand trembling slightly, he gently takes them in his own. I'm sorry. I'm getting clumsier by the day, you say with a soft laugh. That's the 3rd time this week. Bringing your hands to his lips, he places a loving kiss on it. It's all right, my love. He reassures you with a smile. We can always get more mugs. With a kiss, he intertwines his fingers with yours, helping you clean up the mess in the kitchen. The hallway, the egwa. Kojo imagines hearing the sound of little feet running about. The rowdy sounds of children laughing and playing grows closer as he rounds the corner, only to see 2 children, each sprouting flame-colored hair. They each stopped and glanced at him before happily running towards him. "Daddy!" they called out happily and hugged his legs. "You're finally home! We missed you!" Kojo grins as he scoops his children up in a warm bear hug. The bathroom. Kojo smiles falter slightly as he imagines you and him having an argument. About what? Well, he didn't know, but it's what couples tend to do sometimes, right? You were angry and upset and had completely shut yourself in the bathroom. "Please, my love," he pleads. "No, I'm tired of arguing with you," you had yelled back. "Can we talk?" He turns the knob and it reveals that you didn't lock it. Oh. I'm gonna have to... Do I have to get... Okay, no, I don't. Just as he walked through the doorway, he saw you sitting on the toilet and crying. Kojo immediately grabs you and pulls you in. "I'm sorry," he apologizes, holding you close in his arms before kissing you on the forehead. "No, it's my fault," you shivered. "Please, I don't want us to fight anymore, Ko. Can we go back to being happy?" you ask, nuzzling against his neck. "Yes." The laundry room. Kojiro imagines himself carrying a basket full of clothes, only to accidentally walk in and catch you sniffing his signature Haori. He laughs, seeing you blush from embarrassment and fume, telling him, "It's not what it looks like." Despite the awkwardness of the situation, he couldn't help but admire how adorable you looked in the moment. The garden. Backyard. What is this word? Oh. Kojiro imagines you and him planting flowers here. It's a beautiful spring day. "Plants are looking nice," you say, watering the flowers with a watering can. "Yes, your roses are going to be nice this spring," he tells you. "You really think so?" you inquired, leaning back on your hunches to admire your work. "Then you can help me prune if you want." "I'm not really good at planting, my love," he laughs nervously. "I have a black thumb." "Nonetheless, you're practically sunshine in human form." You share a laugh, enjoying the simple pleasure of spending time together in nature. The gentle breeze carries the scent of fresh earth and budding flowers, filling the air with a sense of tranquility and content. The master bedroom. Tatami 3. Kojo imagines himself rolling over in the bed as he turns to face you. He stares lovingly at your sleeping face. Your expression looked peaceful, and it's amazing how much you took breathtakingly beautiful. Even when you snore, you were still the sexiest thing to him. He loved the way your hair-colored hair curled just the slightest on the pillow as he saw himself reaching forward to gently tuck a strand behind your ear while being careful not to wake you. Alas, you did as beautiful eye-colored eyes flutter open, and you greet him with a warm smile. "Good morning, my love," he would say before kissing you. The secondary bedroom, Tatami 4. Kojo imagines himself standing in the doorway, slightly watching you as you read your kids a bedtime story. Once they were fast asleep, you tucked them in and kissed their foreheads, softly wishing them pleasant dreams. "You're so good at being a good mom," he would whisper against your ear. "You're amazing. You deserve a reward for being such a dutiful wife, too," he continued, unable to stop the compliments from spilling from his mouth. With that, he would lift you up bridal style and quietly whisk you away to your own bedroom to add a new addition to your growing family. So that does it for the tour. The real estate agent concluded as the three of you stood back in the front of the house. "What do you think?" he asked, waiting for an answer. You thought about it. This house was indeed lovely, but something was different as you glanced at your flaming husband. He hadn't said or commented on anything since you viewed the house, which was not like him. Was he perhaps displeased? No, he can't be. He's smiling way too enthusiastic to be unhappy. Something was in the air and you could feel it, as the smile on Kojo's face only widens into a grin. He was beaming with absolute joy as he suddenly takes your hand into his, causing you to flinch slightly at the sudden action. You saw excitement and passion reflect in those blazing golden and red eyes as he finally gives you, the realtor, an answer. "We'll take it," he says happily. You blinked and confused. Just what the heck had he been thinking that got him super excited?